What's up, you beautiful Redditors? Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Welcome to the RNEWS morning show, and let's just jump into it. From r/news, Oregon residents are illegally stopping drivers at gunpoint during wildfire evacuations, sheriff said. Depending on your state, that radar gun is such a common sight that it's easy to become desensitized to. I don't know your history, but given that the radar gun triggered fight or flight, I just want to throw this out there. If you had an incident while on convoy duty that makes you uneasy and prone to things like that happening again, the VA does have resources for that. I used it for some of my own issues. There's CBT PTSD to help you label experiences as a threat or not before they have chance to trigger your body's stress response. There's also simple exposure therapy that is used for phobias and certain types of anxiety. Side note, EVAC training is also the name of a driver training for RNEWS, but a very different style of driving from what the military teaches. For military, I assume you're referring to convoy training and how the convoy does not stop when there's a perceived threat. For RNEWS, it's Emergency Vehicle Operators course. It's about how to safely and legally drive an emergency vehicle, which includes a lot of stopping. Trained response is so fascinating. I love that your training is designed to save your life. However, in this instance you literally did the exact opposite of what other people would do. I can only imagine the cop's response. Like, did this dude just speed up in a speed trap? Quote, I'm aiming for a high score. These people want a police state so bad they died one. DIY. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, Trump ad asks people to support the troops, but it uses a picture of Russian jets. Isn't it weird how much Russian stuff leads into his campaign? Weird. It's weird how good Trump is at committing treason. He sucks at it and is extremely obvious. He just get away with it because we have a criminal ag and a complicit political party that happens to hold the Senate. Trump is like the Steven Seagal of treason. Those are more than Russian jets. They are MiGs and those are Russian troops. Outline of rifle on right is an AK-74. This is actual Russian propaganda being repurposed. Holy crap. Ruslan Pukov, director of the Center for Analysis of Strategies and Technologies in Moscow, confirmed that the planes are Russian MiG-29s, and also said the soldier on the far right in the ad carries an AK-74 assault rifle. Somewhere in a hardened St. Petersburg basement, a Russian intelligence officer in charge of propaganda is laughing his butt off. He wasn't wrong. Remember that the president is a Russian agent and a useful idiot. What do you want to bet the Trump campaign is outsourcing political advertising to Russia to save money? If by saving money you mean shoveling it into their own pockets, then yes, they're saving money. Russia made the ad for him. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, it'll start getting cooler. You just watch. Trump states categorical denial of climate crisis during California wildfire visit. I wish science agreed with you, California state official says to president in rare public rebuke. Someone needs to call him a freaking moron to his face with cameras and mics on. Oh, how much I'd love to be that person. I wouldn't mind being the American version of the Iraqi guy that threw a shoe at W. I hated Bush with the fire of 1,000 suns. But the contrast between how he reacted to that guy and how Trump reacts to even the tiniest bit of mild criticism is startling and extremely telling. Imagine Trump trying to dodge a thrown object like that. Just tell him it's the draft. He'd jump on the spur of the moment. Is he confusing climate change with the weather, coming winter? Yes, he's done it for years. He's so freaking stupid. Yup, just likely saying I just ate and my stomach's full so world hunger must be a hoax. He's a greater moron. Why do these articles always leave out the video expressionless edit m.youtube.com? That smile at the end. I've never seen someone be so happy about being so stupid. We broke a record in Death Valley, a 130 degrees Trump smiles, that's good, holy freaking crap. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/news, North Carolina man charged after video shows vehicle running over Black Lives Matter supporter. Holy crap, they're actually going to charge someone for this. You can't run someone over with a car just because they block a crosswalk and say something that hurt your ego feelings. You are not the police and you don't have the legal or moral authority to kill protesters. You back up and turn around and go the other way. They gotta save some face after they executed that left-wing guy in the streets the other day. They're totally different agencies, so I don't know how much mileage this line of thinking has for me. They belong to the same team though, cause the US had devolved into teams now. Team Edward or Team Jacob? Team Alice we were. Alice. Who the frick is Alice? Resident Evil. Also a reference to a song by Smokey. She also owns a restaurant. You can get anything you want, excepting Alice at Alice's restaurant. Remember when murdering protesters with cars wasn't a partisan position? Yup, some crazy ISIS fricko used a truck to run some folks over in New York and I don't remember one comment defending it. Now we got what seems like a lot of pro-life people jumping to defend this bullcrap. It's very fine people, all over, but seems to have gotten worse. Edit. You gonna counter my point about people defending murder by defending murder? Interesting strategy. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/World News. Health officials worldwide are receiving death threats because of their work to educate the public and stop the spread of COVID-19. No, we don't deserve COVID, but people that make death threats against doctors and nurses definitely do. Frick. Even in war you don't shoot at the medics. TFW, you realize the fantasy media that portrays the majority of peasants as complete idiots is actually true. I'm starting to wonder if bad decisions in horror movies are the same. True. I might actually find horror films believable again. Hell, most smart people would never be in those situations in the first place. If anything else, current American political climate definitely has me thinking some of these people would be there ones going, that's a myth. It's not real, right before the monster mauls them violently. Pray that there's intelligent life somewhere out in space. Cause there's bugger all down here on Earth. Eric Idle. In the beginning the universe was created. This has made a lot of people very angry and been widely regarded as a bad move. Douglas Adams. Have you noticed how when scientists look for intelligent life, all their radar dishes point away from Earth? This reminds me of the Ebola workers being attacked in remote regions of Africa because they were thought to be bringing curses to the villagers. I used to think, how could people be so stupid and not listen to reason? I'm glad I live in the US. Now I'm like, well, crap. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/World News. Anyone refusing to wear a mask is made to dig graves for COVID-19 victims as punishment in East Java. Not to ruin everyone's justice boner, but I live in East Java and this is just one of the many silly things city governments are doing. For show, spectacle instead of actually dealing with the problem in any real sense. Meaning, this isn't actually happening on any semblance of a wide scale. The police are insanely corrupt and just doing this for as long as it takes to record a TV spot for the local news to make it look like they're doing crap. The Indonesian government has essentially embraced the herd immunity idea from day one. And last I checked, only 30% of people in this region are wearing masks. I'm now partially justice flaccid. The long dong of justice is at half-mast. Didn't expect to read a sentence like this today or ever, but I'm kinda glad I did. Really disappointing to see that 96% of people are willing to upvote the Daily Mail. LMAO, I read the original Jakarta Times article last night that explains how one local officer decided to assign some people to help a local gravedigger. I was expecting to see a headline like this today. 8 people were assigned this punishment. It's not a widespread thing that anyone is forced to do. This is why Reddit is so chock full of misinformation. And that's where we're going to end today's show. But if you like what you saw, leave a like, and if you want to see more of the RNEWS show, hit that subscribe button. As always, this has been the RNEWS show and I'll see you tomorrow.